Okay, so it seems that a bit of time has passed by between episodes of House of Pain. Ella's, said that Calvin's been kind of having it hard, holding it down by himself with both boys. So it seems that apparently the co-parenting thing is weekly. Well, when it comes to Christian, that is. That, Christian's with Miranda one week, then he's with Calvin another week, and Junior is mostly with his dad, considering Tracy isn't around, or, well, not around, but more like, Calvin is, they've agreed to keep Junior with him, to kind of readjust his attitude and whatnot. But the thing is, it just goes to show that Calvin is just so accustomed to having people around. Now, here's my biggest takeaway from it. It goes back to Calvin wanting everybody around him to live their lives in a way that accommodates him. Because remember, there was the episode where Miranda wanted to move to Texas or New Mexico. I'm just going to say Texas. I forgot. But essentially, she had an amazing job opportunity that she turned down because Calvin did not want a great distance between him and his son. Even though it would have meant a lot of money for Miranda, he's like, no. And Miranda made a good point saying, like, Calvin, you are about to be married. You and Laura are about to get married and start a new chapter of your life. I can't just sit around here twiddling my thumbs, just living my life on this constant chapter. When you get to start a new one, how is that fair? This is a new chance for me to get new surroundings and new experiences. And Christian would come with me. And Cal's like, no. And it's not like it would be a permanent thing where you will never see your son again. And then more recently, you had Tracy saying that she was going to go to Texas with her new boyfriend because he has like a job out there or something. And Junior bring him with me. And yet again, Calvin was like, no, I don't want my son separated from me like this. And he just has this tendency to prioritize his feelings despite the fact, like, Calvin, you got to realize co-parenting means co-parenting. You don't get to call all the shots. So now, remember, Laura stepped in, spoke to Tracy's new man and was able to work things out. And it's just one of those situations where now Calvin is starting to see how tough it is because he doesn't have a woman around to help out. It's just him with these two boys. And I'm not saying I wanted them gone, but it's like, well, Calvin, things would be a bit easier to manage if you allowed your ex-wife and your baby mama to kind of, do their thing with the kids as opposed to just doing everything or having them live their lives according to you. Because we know Miranda has a new boo now. And we know that, well, we don't know if Tracy and that new guy are still together, but let's just assume they are. And also look at the fact that he went over to CJ's talking about how, I had no luck getting in contact with Miranda. It's like she's been really busy nowadays because usually they had this kind of thing where, if one of them is busy or something came up, they could just call upon the other to watch the boys for the day or something. But with that new guy, Javante, that isn't the case anymore. And my favorite moment of the episode, or favorite moments of this recent episode, was when Calvin was having heart-to-heart conversations with his dad, and Curtis, just gave him some advice on raising boys and whatnot. It's like, yeah, brothers will fight and whatnot, but as long as they don't hurt each other or go too far, everything will work out. And then the end of the episode was really touching when Christian went home and, or went to be with his mom, and Junior gave him a hug and everything. That was great. But either way, this kind of just goes back to that theory about Calvin just rushing into relationships because he doesn't want to be alone. And he's realizing how hard it is dealing with things himself. And truth be told, now he kind of gets a taste of what Miranda went through. However, I do find it kind of odd because Ella talked about how I give Calvin one day out of the week. You pick one day out of the week so I can watch the boys. But other than that, you take care of them. Those are your sons. But it just feels to me like if Miranda, the numerous times she asked for favors and whatnot, Ella would drop everything and do it. But with Calvin, it's like, no, your kids, you take care of them. I see you, Miss Ella. But with that being said, at least he has his sons, even though it's a hassle at times. He has his boys. he can give his love to them since he doesn't have a woman right now. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.